Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Scratch Learners. Today we are going to discuss about CellShot. So today we will see how this CellShot program works. We will see its algorithm with the example and we will also discuss the complexity of this CellShot program. So far we have discussed several sorting methods which are based on comparisons. And in all those comparison methods, the movement of data takes place between the adjacent entries only. So this leads to a number of redundant comparisons and data movements. So to avoid these redundancies, CellShot program is used in which comparisons occurs between numbers which are some distant apart. That means there are some gaps between the numbers to be compared. This CellShot program is based on insertion sort algorithm. Right, we have discussed the insertion sort in which all the adjacent elements were compared and each element from the unsorted part was to be placed in the sorted part. Here comparison is done between the elements which are some distant apart. So the elements that are distant apart are compared rather than the adjacent ones, and that distance variable is known as gap. So this gap variable indicates the distance between two elements to be compared. And how will we find out the value of that gap variable? It will vary from one program to another. You can take the gap variable as any number, but here we will take gap as floor n by 2. N is here the number of elements in the array. So here there are 6 elements, right? So 6 by 2 equals to 3. So gap equals to 3. So if the first element is this one, then the next element with which this element is to be compared will be 0 plus 3, as gap equals to 3 here, right? So 0 plus 3 equals to this index. So 4 will be compared with the element 6. Okay, similarly 7 will be compared with 1 plus 3, that is 4. So index 1 and 4 will be compared, that means 7 and 3 will be compared. Similarly 2 and 1 will be compared, right? So this is how the CellShot program works. Now let's understand this method with the help of an example. Now let's sort this array using this CellShot program. So here there are 8 elements starting from index 0 to index 7. So n equals to 8. We have just now seen the formula for calculating the gap. Gap equals to floor of n by 2. N is 8, so gap equals to 8 by 2 equals to 4. Here we need two pointers, I and j. The first pointer I will point to the lower bound and j will be start from the position of gap, that is the fourth index. So this will be the value of j. Now we will start comparing the element. If the ith element is greater than the jth element, then we will swap the element so that the smaller element come to the left side. So here is 21 greater than 8? Yes. So we will swap them. So the array will be stored like this. Now we will increment the value of I and j. Okay, so I will be this one and j will be this value. Now we will compare 43 with 45. Is 43 greater than 45? No. So no need of comparison. Then we will again increment the value of I and j. I will point to this position and j will point to this position. Is 94 greater than 50? Yes. So we need to swap 94 with 50. So after swapping 94 with 50, the array will look like this, right? Previously the value of I was this index and j was this index. Now both of them will be incremented and I will come to this position and j will come to this position, right? Now we will compare 59 with 3. Is 59 greater than 3? Yes. So we again need to swap both the elements. So this is how our array will look like after swapping, right? See here 59 is stored at the index 3, right? And this element is being compared with the next gapped element. The gap is equals to 4. So 3 plus 4 equals to 7. That's why we are comparing 59 with 3. And if 59 is greater, then we need to swap them. So here if swap occurs, then we also need to compare that element with the previously gapped element. That means we need to compare this element at the index 3 with the previously gapped element, that is 3 minus 4 equals to minus 1. Is there any element in the index minus 1? No. as there is no element present in the previously gapped index, we will not compare this element 3 with any other element. Now see, j is at the last index and I is at this index. As j reaches the last index, we will stop this swapping process, and this is the pass 1. Pass 1 has stopped as the index j reached the last index. Now we will move towards the pass 2, and in the pass 2, gap will be again n by 2, that is 4 by 2 equals to 2. That means we will now compare the elements that are at 2 index apart. This was our actual array after the first pass, right? These and this array are the same, and again we will start I from this location, and j will be I plus 2. The index of I is 0. So 0 plus 2 equals to 2. That means the index 2. So this is the jth element. Now we will compare ai with aj. Here 8 is smaller than 50. So we don't need to swap the elements. Now I will be incremented to this position and j will be incremented to this position. Now 43 is compared with 3. Is 43 greater than 3? Yes. So we need to swap them. Right? So this will be our array after swapping. And side by side, we also need to compare 3 with the previously gapped element, as there is no previously gapped element present. So there is no need of comparison here. I was at this location. Now I will be incremented to here and j will be in this position. Now is 50 greater than 21? Yes. So we again need to swap them. Now I will be incremented to this position and j will be incremented to this position, right? 43 will be compared with 45, no need of swapping. So I will be incremented to here and j will go to this position. 50 is compared with 94. 50 is smaller. So here also no need of comparison. Now again I will be incremented. So 45 will be element at the ith index and 59 will be element at the jth index. 45 is smaller than 59, right? So here also there is no need of comparison. And now we have reached the end of the array, that is j is at the last index. So this is the pass 2. Now we will move towards pass 3, and in the pass 3 gap will be 2 by 2 equals to 1. As previously gap was 2, now it will be 1. This is the array after the pass 2. Here again I will be initialized from the first index, and here gap equals to 1. That means the adjacent element will be compared, right? So 8 is compared with 3. Is 8 greater than 3? Yes. So we will swap them, right? Now I will be incremented to here and j will also be incremented. Now 8 is compared with 21. Is 8 greater than 21? No. So no need of swapping. So again I will be incremented to here and j will go to here. 21 is compared with 43. No need of comparison. Then again both the index will be incremented and I will be here and j will go to here. Is 43 greater than 50? No. So no swapping, and we will increment the index. So I will be at this position and j will be at this position. Now is 50 greater than 45? Yes. So we need to swap the elements. So these two elements will be swapped. So our array will look like this. Here we have swapped 45 and 50. I have already told that if swapping occurs, then we need to compare that element with the previous element also, right? So 45 need to be compared with all the previous elements. But here all the elements are smaller than 45. So there is no need of swapping. And previously I was at this index. So it will be incremented to here. And j was at this index. So it will also be incremented to this position. Is 50 greater than 94? No. So there is no need of swapping. Then I will be at this position and j will be at this position. Is 94 greater than 59? Yes. So we need to swap the elements. So our array will look like this. Here 59 and 94 are getting swapped. Now we also need to compare 59 with all the previous element, but here see all the previous element are smaller than 59. So this is why we are using cell sort program. Now j has reached the last index, right? So this is the end of pass 3, and now if we compute gap, it will be 1 by 2 equals to 0. So this is the final sorted array that we have got after 3 passes. See here, when gap equals to 1, then these comparisons were the same comparison as we have done in the insertion sort. All the adjacent elements were compared. But what's happening here? Here, very less number of comparisons are occurring as we have already sorted most of the elements in the previous passes. So here less number of comparisons are occurring, and that is why it is more efficient than the insertion sort program. Now let's discuss the algorithm for this shell sort. Here we are having 3 loops. Let's trace this algorithm with the help of this example. Here we are considering 4 elements in the array, right, from index 0 to 3. So let's begin with the pass 1. So in the beginning, gap will be computed as n by 2, right. So gap equals to, here 4 by 2 equals to 2. Now 2 is greater than 0. So we will come to this statement where we will initialize j equals to gap, that is 2, and j is less than n, yes. So we will set I equals to j minus gap, 2 minus 2 equals to 0, and here I is greater than equals to 0. So we will compare element at the I plus gap element and at the ith element. That means I plus gap equals to what? 0 plus 2 equals to 2. So we will compare the element at location 2 with the element at the location I, that is 0. That means we will compare 5 with 8. Is 5 greater than 8? No. So we need to swap them. So 5 will come to this position and 8 will go here. And this will be our array, and their indexes are 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now we will decrement the value of I. That means I will be 0 minus gap. That means 0 minus 2 equals to minus 2. I have also explained this a while ago that whenever a comparison occurs, we also need to compare that swapped element with the previously gapped element. So here swapping occurs at the 0th index, right? So we also need to compare 0 with the previously gapped element, that is 0 minus 2 equals to minus 2. But here minus 2 is not greater than equals to 0. So we will not compare it, and the control will go again to here, and we will set j plus plus. That means previously it was 2, now it will be 3. And again we will set I equals to j minus gap. That means 3 minus 2 equals to 1. And 1 is greater than equals to 0, yes. So again we will compare the elements. That means I plus gap equals to 1 plus 2 equals to 3, and the element at the ith index, that is 1. So the element at the third index is compared with the element at the first index. That means we will compare this element 10 with this element 3. So now is A3 greater than A1? That means is 3 greater than 10? No. So we will not break from here and we will execute this else part. That means we will swap the element 10 with 3. So our array will look like this, and again control will go here and I equals to I minus gap. So I will be 1 minus 2 equals to minus 1. This is the same thing that whenever a swap occurs, we also need to compare with the previously gapped element. So the element at the first index need to be compared with the element at 1 minus 2. That means minus 1th index. But here minus 1 is not greater than equals to 0. So there won't be any comparison, and we will come out of this loop and set j plus plus. Now j equals to 4, right? But here this condition is not satisfied as 4 is not less than 4. So coming out of this loop, we will set gap equals to gap by 2. That means this is the end of pass 1. And now we will set gap equals to gap by 2 equals to 2 by 2 equals to 1. Now again we will set j equals to gap, that is j equals to 1, and I equals to j minus gap, that means 1 minus 1 equals to 0. And we will compare element at this 2 position. That means I plus gap equals to 0 plus 1 equals to 1, and I, that means 0. So a1 is compared with a0. That means this element is compared with this element. See, previously gap was 2. So we need to compare elements that were 2 index apart. Now gap equals to 1. So we will compare the adjacent elements, and this will behave like the insertion sort. Now we will check, is 3 greater than 5? No. So we will swap the elements. Now I equals to I minus gap. That means now I will be 0 minus 1, that is minus 1. But minus 1 is not greater than equals to 0. So we will not compare the element at the previous gap, and we will set j plus plus. It was 1, now it will be 2. Again I will be j minus gap, that means 2 minus 1 equals to 1. And we will compare element at a2 with a1. So we will compare 8 with 5. Now is 8 greater than 5? Yes. So we will break from here. This break statement will let the control go out from the loop in which it is present. This break statement is present within this loop. So the control will go out from here and we will increment the value of j. Now j will be 3, and again I equals to j minus gap, that means 3 minus 1 equals to 2. Again we will compare element at the third index with the second index. That means we will compare this element with this element. But here also 10 is greater than 8, so there is no need of swapping, and we will break from here and then we will set j equals to 4, right? Now this condition is violated, that means 4 is not less than 4. So we will come out of this loop and we will set gap equals to gap by 2. So this was the end of pass 2, and now gap will be what? It will be 1 by 2 equals to 0. But this condition is not satisfied as 0 is not greater than 0. So we will stop this sorting process, and this is the final sorted array that we have got using this shell sort program. And coming to the complexity of this shell sort algorithm, the time complexity of shell sort algorithm is order of n square, because here gap is reduced by half in every iteration. This is the worst case complexity. There are many methods of finding out the gap, right, which lead to better time complexity, but the worst case complexity of shell sort is order of n square. I hope I am able to clear all your concept regarding this shell sort technique. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can also mail me. If you liked this video, please subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon. Thank you.